Welcome everyone. I'm excited to kick things off today with a look at OSH, or Occupational Safety and Health. Our first slide is titled, Let's Talk About It, and it sets the stage for our discussion. We'll be comparing OSH in the Caribbean with the rest of the world. Over the next few minutes, we'll explore how safety standards differ, what challenges are common, and what best practices we can learn from around the globe. So let's get started. So what is OSH? Well, it stands for Occupational Safety and Health, and its main purpose is to make sure that working conditions are safe and healthy for everyone. It's not just about individual efforts. It includes laws, policies, training programs, and everyday workplace practices that help maintain safety. The ultimate goal here is to prevent injuries, illnesses, and even fatalities that can happen at work. When we talk about OSH, we're really emphasizing the importance of creating a safe environment so that everyone can perform their jobs without unnecessary risks. This concept is a cornerstone of our overall focus on workplace well-being and safety. Developed OSH systems globally have played a crucial role in improving workplace safety. In regions like Europe, North America, and parts of Asia, we see strong laws and rigorous enforcement that ensure safety standards are upheld. These laws aren't just on paper. They're actively enforced through regular inspections, which help identify potential hazards before they cause harm. Safety training is another key component. Educating workers about risks and proper procedures helps prevent accidents. Plus, workplaces are encouraged to have robust reporting systems so incidents or hazards are communicated promptly. All these efforts lead to significant results. We see a noticeable reduction in workplace accidents, which not only protects workers but also boosts productivity. When employees feel safe and supported, they can focus better on their tasks, creating a more efficient and healthier work environment. This highlights how effective OSH systems are essential to building safer, more productive workplaces worldwide, tying back to the overall theme of the importance of comprehensive safety management. Let's take a closer look at some of the key challenges faced by the Caribbean when it comes to occupational health and safety. First, high mortality rates are a major concern. The region experiences one of the highest death rates due to work-related exposures, with around 670,000 cancer deaths linked to occupational carcinogens. This highlights how serious the issue is and the urgent need for effective prevention measures. Next, we see a problem with legislation. Many Caribbean countries have outdated occupational safety and health laws, and these laws often only cover certain industries. This limited scope means that many workers in different sectors are left unprotected from the diverse hazards they face daily. Finally, enforcement is a significant challenge. Even where regulations exist, there's often a gap in how strictly they are enforced. This results in inadequate protection for workers, leaving them vulnerable to preventable risks. Connecting all these points to our overall theme, it's clear that addressing these challenges requires a comprehensive approach, updating laws, strengthening enforcement, and focusing on reducing preventable deaths. Only then can we truly improve occupational health and safety in the Caribbean. Let's take a closer look at some of the challenges faced by the Caribbean when it comes to occupational safety and health. One of the key issues is the vulnerability of the informal sector. As many of you know, the informal sector makes up a large part of the region's economic activity. However, workers in this sector often face unique challenges, especially when it comes to ensuring safe working conditions. They might not have the same protections or access to resources that formal sector workers do, which makes their safety and health at work more at risk. Another critical point is the need for improvement across the board. There's an urgent necessity to strengthen occupational safety and health standards and policies throughout the Caribbean. This isn't just about compliance. It's about creating a work environment where all workers feel safe, protected, and healthy. Ensuring this requires concerted efforts to update and enforce standards that address the realities of the region. These challenges underscore the importance of taking action now. Improving OSH practices isn't just a matter of policy. It's a fundamental step towards safeguarding workers, boosting productivity, and fostering sustainable economic growth in the Caribbean. We need to recognize these issues and work together to make meaningful improvements. When I consider the situation in Jamaica, I believe one of the main challenges with the OSH bill is how it impacts government institutions. These public sector workplaces are often among those most affected by new safety regulations. Many of them still operate with outdated infrastructure, insufficient safety equipment, and limited occupational health and safety protocols in place. Implementing comprehensive OSH regulations would mean a significant investment to upgrade these environments and ensure they meet the new standards. This poses both financial and logistical challenges for the government. It's not just about passing a law, it's about making real changes on the ground, which can be daunting. Now, if we compare that to the private sector, the picture is a bit different. Private businesses, even though safety standards can vary, tend to be more responsive to regulation. That's often because they're driven by competition and a need to manage risks effectively to stay afloat. So, the delay in passing the OSH bill in Parliament really highlights how complex reforming government institutions can be. It's a tough process, but it's crucial for protecting workers' safety and well-being across all sectors. This delay underscores the importance of addressing these systemic challenges if we truly want to improve occupational safety in Jamaica. Let's take a moment to consider why this topic really matters. First, workers are directly impacted. Higher risks of injury or illness can affect their health, safety, and overall well-being. It's not just about compliance, it's about protecting the people who keep our industries moving. On the other side, companies also face significant consequences. When safety isn't prioritized, there can be productivity losses, like downtime or increased costs, and even damage to their reputation. These are risks that can affect their long-term success. And finally, I want to highlight that delaying the implementation of safety measures doesn't just hurt individual companies, it slows down regional development overall. When safety isn't addressed promptly, progress in creating safer workplaces across the region stalls, which can hamper economic growth and community well-being. So, as we continue, keep in mind that investing in safety isn't just a regulatory requirement. It's a critical factor that influences everyone involved, from workers to the broader community. Moving forward, our focus is on passing effective OSH legislation and ensuring its proper enforcement. This is crucial because strong laws provide the foundation for a safe and healthy workplace environment. Next, we need to invest in comprehensive training programs for both workers and employers. This helps everyone understand their roles and responsibilities in maintaining safety. Learning from global best practices is another key step. By studying successful models from around the world, we can adapt proven strategies to our own context. Finally, building a culture of safety in workplaces is essential. When safety becomes a core value, it influences daily behaviors and attitudes, leading to a more secure environment for everyone. All these steps are interconnected and support our overarching goal of creating safer, healthier workplaces for all. Let's look at some case studies to see how safety improvements are making a difference around the world. First, in the United States, OSHA regulations have played a significant role. Since 1970, these regulations have helped cut workplace fatalities by about 60%. That's a substantial reduction, and it really highlights the power of strong safety policies and enforcement. Moving to the Caribbean, we see a different picture. Many industries there have informal safety programs, which is a good start, but gaps still exist. This shows us that while progress has been made, there's still work to do to ensure all workers are protected. For example, in some local industries, initiatives to improve safety have led to measurable improvements, though specific data may be limited. Overall, these case studies emphasize that effective safety regulations and localized efforts are crucial in reducing workplace injuries and fatalities worldwide. Let's look at some examples of accidents that happened on the job in the past. Back in the 1960s, there were a few particularly tragic incidents. 3 men lost their lives due to noxious fumes at a worksite, which highlights how dangerous chemical exposure can be. One worker was injured, and there's a particularly strange story about a man who entered a septic pit just to retrieve a carpenter's rule that was valued at only 6 shillings and 6 pence. Unfortunately, that tool fell inside, and it shows how even small tasks can sometimes turn deadly if safety isn't prioritized. Moving to more recent times, we have a case from Jamaica involving a JPS employee. A 66-year-old contractor named Courtney Robinson was working on a utility pole in Trelawney. Sadly, he fell from a ladder and died while on duty. This reminds us of how working at heights always carries risks and the importance of proper safety procedures. And there's also a tragic incident involving the National Solid Waste Management Authority. A sanitation worker named Garfield Johnson was electrocuted when a garbage truck became entangled with an electrical wire. He suffered severe burns and unfortunately died from those injuries. This incident raises serious concerns about safety measures and how communication failures can lead to such preventable tragedies. Overall, these examples underscore the vital importance of safety protocols and constant vigilance on the job. No matter the industry or task, we must always prioritize safety to protect ourselves and our colleagues. Let's take a look at some key statistics. Globally, there are approximately 374 million workplace injuries each year, according to the ILO in 2023. That's a staggering number, highlighting how common workplace accidents are around the world. Now, when we focus on the Caribbean, the data is more limited, but what we do know is that workplace accidents still remain quite high, especially in sectors like construction, manufacturing, and transport. These industries tend to have higher risks, and it's important to recognize that even with less data, the safety challenges here are significant. Connecting this to our overall theme, these statistics reinforce the urgent need for improved safety measures everywhere, globally and regionally, to protect workers and promote healthier work environments. Now, let's take a look at some of the key challenges that governments often face when implementing new regulations. One major hurdle is resistance from institutions that are affected by these changes. Often, these organizations are concerned about how new rules might impact their operations or autonomy, which can slow down or complicate the enforcement process. Another significant challenge is the limited budget and resources available for inspections and enforcement. Without adequate funding and personnel, it becomes difficult to ensure compliance across all sectors, which can undermine the effectiveness of these regulations. Beyond resources, there's often a gap in awareness among both employers and workers. Many may not fully understand the new regulations or the importance of adhering to them, which underscores the need for effective communication and education campaigns. Finally, all these efforts require strong political will and public support. Without the commitment from leadership and the backing of the community, sustaining these initiatives can be very difficult. So these challenges highlight that successful regulation isn't just about creating rules. It's about addressing these practical and political hurdles to make meaningful change possible. So, as we look to the road ahead and consider our conclusion, it's clear that occupational safety and health, OSH, is absolutely essential. It plays a crucial role not just in protecting lives, but also in boosting productivity across workplaces. When people feel safe, they can perform at their best, and that benefits everyone. Now, the Caribbean region has a real opportunity here. We have the chance to improve our safety standards and catch up with global benchmarks. This isn't just about compliance, it's about creating work environments where everyone feels secure and valued. To make this happen, we need strong policies in place, clear, enforceable, and effective. But policies alone aren't enough. Raising awareness among workers and employers is equally important. When everyone understands the importance of safety, it becomes a shared responsibility. Together, these elements, robust policies and heightened awareness, can lead to safer workplaces for all of us. This is the key to building a healthier, more productive Caribbean. So let's keep pushing forward with these efforts, because the future of safe work environments depends on it. Now, as we wrap up, I want to highlight some of the key references and sources that support the information we've discussed. These include reports from the International Labor Organization, which provide valuable global insights into occupational safety and health trends. We also looked at updates from the Jamaican Ministry of Labor on occupational safety and health practices specific to our region. Additionally, global OSH statistics help us understand broader patterns and areas for improvement. Lastly, relevant news articles and recent research studies offer current perspectives and emerging issues in this field. These sources are crucial for grounding our understanding in reliable data and for guiding future efforts to improve workplace safety everywhere.